And I might say one other thing before we leave, and that is that on January the 17th was the day that the majority of women had received their individual copy of the book. Right. And the excitement, you know, I'm still riding high on that.
There are a whole lot of computers that crashed that day.
Absolutely.
Because of the emails that went back and forth between the contributors themselves as these women begin to develop their own network, in which they're calling now the GTM, Go Tell Michelle Sisterhood Network.
Yes, and I think the thing that I enjoyed the most was the discussion about the cover, the design of the book. Yes. And the book cover was fantastic in the sense that the older woman who's on the bottom half of the cover, for example, I'd always wondered who was this woman. And it turned out that one of our contributors, you know, and I spoke to you about this, who told us that she was in the hairdresser one day.
The power of the beauty shop.
I'm telling you, the power of the beauty shop. And she whipped out her book and said, "Listen, I'm famous." And the hairdresser said, "I don't think so. That's Miss Henley on the book cover. She's famous." And so she hooked us up, and we got to meet, you know, to actually talk to Mrs. Henley, who has an absolutely extraordinary story, which we're going to put online, so you'll be able to see that, about how she talked to Michelle, what she talked to Michelle about, and what have you. So we feel very close with her as a result.
Exactly. And that's part of the next steps in terms of what happens now that this book is out. Certainly we're waiting anxiously for Michelle Obama's response. We know she has the book, and we know that she's reviewing it. And so we're hopeful that we will hear something from her very soon about this book. But also we have some ideas of talking about the history behind the book.
Yes, and the history behind the book is quite fascinating, and those are the stories, actually.
And we should say the histories, I guess.
Yeah, the histories behind the history of the book, you know, and they are absolutely quite stunning. I'm reminded of people, after having received the book, the contributors calling and saying, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know that my niece had written a letter for this book," and quite a bit of, you know, tears about the passion that women had expressed, that they didn't know that other women had also expressed. So this was quite a good piece of information for us as well.
Yeah, and we want to say to you that if you haven't gotten your book, please go out and get it. If you have gotten your book, please go to Facebook and send us a message. Get on as a fan, send us a review, send us a question, make your own comments about what you'd like to say to the First Lady, and just get in contact with us, because we think this is an important dialogue that we can have, you know, among a larger group of women.
And I should add, we're still receiving letters and poems as well, so we encourage you that when you go to the Facebook site, especially if you go to www.sunypress.edu, which carries a number of the interviews that we've had, our CNN interview with American Morning a few mornings ago, our National Public Radio shows, our Buffalo radio stations, which were shown all over the country, and other programs that we're on. So when you go to that page, you'll be able to see that, but you also can leave your messages for us as well.
So Peggy, do we have anything else to add?
I think it's a wrap.
I think that's it.